Miss Hines. Welcome to Remote Drama. Let's start like we always do. Let's take out our regular eyes and put them in our pocket and take out our drama eyes. They're a little dusty. Let's blow them off and put them in with a bing. Bing, bing. Find your zipper for your space bubble. Zip from one side to the other. Zip. And from front to back. Uh-oh, mine's stuck. Is yours stuck too? If yours is stuck, spray some spray. Shh. And remember, it makes it go super duper fast from the front to the back. Ready? Zip. All right, we're in our space bubble, our own acting space, and we say, on the double, my space bubble. Show me how we don't want to be in drama. We don't want to be sloppy, do we? No, we want to be in audience mode. Let's try that again. Sloppy, audience mode. All right, we are ready for our drama lesson today. And I put my daughter's shoes out today because today we're going to act out the story called The Elves and the Shoemaker. It might be a new one that you've never heard before, or maybe you have heard it. Either way, we're going to act it out today. So let's start by warming up our actor tools, our body, our voice, and our imagination. So let's start with warming up our bodies first. So I'm going to stay seated so you can see me better, but I want all of you to stand up right where you are, and remember you're staying in your own space, especially if you're in the classroom. We're not going to run around the room. We're staying in our own space, but just stand up right where you are, and we're going to play the Elves and the Shoemaker game. So how we do that is each category has a different movement. So if I say elves, so just like the elf on the shelf, maybe you know the elf on the shelf, you are going to pretend that you are an elf when I say elves. So when I say elves, you're going to go, okay? Let's try that. Elves. Your best elf laugh or an elf giggle. Elves are really little, so you're going to imagine that you're really little and you're giggling. One more time. Elves. Good. All right, then this story takes place in a shoe store. So when I say store, we're going to make ourselves look like a box, like we're in a shoe store. Store. And elves. Store. When I say shoe, you're going to clap and make yourselves look like a giant shoe. Let's try that again. Shoe. Clap and make your whole arms look like a big giant shoe. Okay? And store. And elves. I kind of make them move fast because elves move kind of quickly. And finally, a lot of the magic in our story happens at the nighttime. So nighttime, you're going to put your hands like a pillow and pretend you're sleeping. Okay, let's try all of them one more time. Elves. Store. Shoe. And nighttime. Okay, now I'm going to mix them all up. Now, if we were in person and you did the wrong one, then I would have you sit out and we'd play it down and see if we could do it to just one winner. But since we're not doing that, you can stay in. If you feel like you did the wrong one and you want to sit out, that would be fine too. But you can play the whole time because I can't see you. I wish I could, but I can't tell if somebody is out. All right, so here we go. Nighttime. Shoe. Store. Nighttime. Store. Elves. Nighttime. Store. Shoe. Elves. Nighttime. Shoe. Store. 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 Again. Nighttime. Elves. Store. Shoe. Nighttime. Elves. Store. Shoe. And nighttime. All right, and stop. So this is a game you can play on your own, And if somebody does the wrong one, or sometimes we do the last one to do the movement, then they'd be out. And you can see if you can play it down to 1, 2, or 3 winners. But we all won the game today since we were playing it all together. But hopefully that warmed up our bodies and got us thinking about our story about the elves and the shoemaker. All right, to warm up our voices, we have some sentences that are actually in the story. So repeat after me until I say stop. Please send me some magic. Now let's try it. Begging. Please send me some magic. Now let's try it. Crying. Please send me some magic. Let's try it loud. Please send me some magic. Let's try it quiet. Please send me some magic. Let's try it silly. Oh, please send me some magic. Now, in the story, there's an old man who says this phrase. He's the shoe salesperson. So let's say it like an old man. Please send me some magic. And stop. All right, we have another phrase. This one is actually said by the elves. Repeat after me until I say stop. We will make all the shoes. Again, we will make all the shoes. Now I automatically kind of did that like an elf, but let's try it really elf style. And go. We will make all the shoes. Let's try it happy. We will make all the shoes. Let's try it singing. We will make all the shoes. Slow motion. We will make all the shoes. And fast motion. We will make all the shoes. Good, and stop. All right, to warm up our imagination, we're gonna get ready for the story. So I want you to imagine that you are in a shoe store and you can buy any shoes you want. All you have to do is imagine a kind of shoe you want, and the shoe will appear and you can buy it. Now it can be a real kind of shoe, or even better, it can be a kind of shoe that you make up. So me, I'm going to imagine that I'm going to buy a new pair of boots. Now these aren't just any boots. They're going to be boots that come all the way up to my knee, and they're going to be waterproof so I can go in the water, the rain, the snow, and I love purple. So I'm going to say that they're purple and that they have zippers and high heels on them, so I'm really tall when I wear them. So I want you to think about what kind of shoe would you buy? On the count of 3, tell me if it's a boot, if it's a slipper, a sandal. Tell me what kind of shoe it is. 1, 2, 3. Again, mine's a boot. All right, and I want you to tell me what color it is. Maybe it's many colors. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mine is purple. I wish I could hear all the colors that your shoes are. And if there's anything special about your boots, let's say that my boots, when you put them on, they make you jump really, really high. So think about what could be special about your shoes. And on the count of 3, I want you to tell me what's special about the shoes you want to buy. 1, 2, 3. And again, mine make you jump really high. All right, so now let's pretend that we're at the shoe store and we're gonna put on our shoe. Remember I said mine was a boot, so I'm gonna put it all the way up here and I'm gonna zip mine, zip. All right, there's one. Put on your other one, zip. All right, now, how would you stand in your your boots. Again, I'm not gonna stand up because I think it will cut my head off. But I'm gonna stay seated, but I'm gonna pretend that I'm standing in my boots. You can stand up in your shoes. And how would you walk in your shoes? Just walk in place. Would you walk very happy? Would you be very proud? Would it make you walk fast or slow? Are they kind of too tight? Do they hurt when you walk? How would your shoes make you walk? And imagine those shoes, because we are getting ready to tell our story, and it all starts in a shoe store. So I put out my daughter's shoes to kind of give us the vision of some shoes, but I want you to imagine that you are in a shoe store. And this was long, long, long ago. So I first want you to think of the name of your shoe store. If you could name your shoe store, what would the name be? I think mine would be called Splendid Shoes. What would yours? Would yours be the same? Or would you have another name? On the count of 3, say the name of your shoe store. 1, 2, 3. All right, and I want you to pretend that you are the owner of the shoe store. You own this shoe store. And let's pretend that we are going to buy some different shoes in the shoe store. So let's first pretend that in a big box we have a pair of boots. Now these could be cowboy boots, they could be snow boots, rain boots, dancing boots, whatever kind of boots you want. They could be whatever color, they could have sparkles, whatever kind of boots that you would like to buy. And let's try them on. They're your perfect size. All right, let's pretend that we have a gold coin and we're gonna buy these boots. All right, well now, let's pretend that we're gonna buy some dancing shoes. I'm gonna say they're in a little bit of a smaller box. Pretend to get the box of dancing shoes. Now these could be like ballet slippers, maybe they're tap shoes, maybe they're shoes that when you dance, you glow in the dark. Maybe they're shoes that when you dance, they light up. Whatever kind of dancing shoes they are. Let's take one out, try it on. It's perfectly your size. The other one. Oh, let's buy these. Pretend you have a gold coin and buy those shoes. All right. Well, let's buy some sandals. All right. Mine are going to be brown and strappy. I like strappy sandals. Oh, these are perfect for summer. I wish it was summer. And let's give a gold coin and buy those sandals. And how about some slippers? Oh, these are the softest slippers I've ever seen. Oh, they fit so nice. They're so comfortable. Great to stay at home in. I'm gonna buy those with a gold coin. All right, and some running shoes. Pretend they make you run super, super fast. And give a gold coin. And finally, a pair of flip-flops. All right, try these on. Yep, I will buy these too. Another gold coin. All right, so we'll pretend that those were just some of the customers in your shop as the storekeeper. And you made all of your shoes because like I said, this took place a long time ago and it was before we could like go to a factory and have shoes made. You had to actually sew and cut out all of the shoes that you made. But you were very, very busy. That was just a typical morning for you, selling all of those different shoes. And you made lots and lots of money. You were very busy and you were very happy because you loved your job, you loved making shoes, you loved selling shoes, you loved customers, and it was a pretty good life. You were a young shopkeeper. Now, let's make ourselves be a clock. Okay, and several years went by. Like 20 years went by. All right, now you're a middle-aged shopkeeper, and it's a little bit harder to make and sell shoes. So let's pretend that we are threading the needle. So you have to put some thread into a needle, tie a knot, and we're gonna take some leather and we're gonna sew the shoes. And it used to be a lot easier, but now it's taking longer to sew these shoes than it used to. And it's harder to sell shoes. Remember all those shoes we sold in the beginning? That would be like maybe a whole month's worth. And you did not sell as many shoes. And you were starting to feel a little discouraged, a little bit sad. You maybe didn't like your job as much anymore, but you still made money. Not as much money as you used to, but things were going okay. Well, now, do your clock. 20 years later, now you're an old shopkeeper. In this story, it was an old man, but you can be an old woman or an old man, and you're kind of more bent over. Maybe you look a little wrinkly on your face. Maybe you have to wear glasses. Well, use a cane to walk, and your hand, it shakes. So let's try and get our needle. Oh, you can't even thread it because your hand is shaking. You're tired. So instead of making shoes, shopkeeper, you decide to go to sleep. So, shopkeeper, you are in bed trying to go to sleep, and you say, "Please send me some magic." Let's say that together like an old man or an old lady. "Please send me some magic." Now you're a little bit desperate. Let's beg. Let's say, "Please send me some magic." And you can't help it. You're tearing up a little bit. You start crying. You say, "Please send me some magic." And now you say it kind of quietly. "Please send me some magic." Well, little did the shopkeeper know that while you were sleeping, the elves heard the cry for magic. And elves are magic. So the elves crawl into the shop of the storekeeper, and they say, "We will make all the shoes." Let's say that super happy because they love to help. They love to use magic. Ready? "We will make all of the shoes." Make sure you're smiling. And these elves were super, super fast. And so let's say it as fast as we can. "We will make all of the shoes." In our elf voice, but fast. Ready? "We will make all of the shoes." And they're still super happy. Well, the elves not only made one pair of shoes, they didn't make 10 pairs of shoes. They didn't make 20, 30, 40, 50. Do you know how many they made? 100 pairs of shoes. And they put all the shoes out all over the store. They had boots and sandals and slippers. They had dress shoes. They had running shoes. They had flip-flops. They had every kind of shoe, and they worked super duper fast all night long to make all of these wonderful shoes. Well, the shopkeeper wakes up in the morning and is kind of sad and walks into the shop ready to make shoes and super surprised. Let's see your surprised face. Look around and see all of the shoes. Well, the shopkeeper not only had new shoes in the shop, but the customers came and gave gold coins and bought the shoes just like we did in the beginning. Well, it was magic, and the shopkeeper was happy again. But then all 100 shoes eventually got sold. So the shopkeeper went back to bed that night, was too tired to thread the needle and make more shoes. And so the shopkeeper again said, Do you remember? Please send me some magic. Say it like an old shopkeeper. Please send me some magic. Say it begging as an old shopkeeper. Please send me some magic. And a little desperate, a little crying. Please send me some magic. Good. Well, the elves heard the cry. They went into the shop again. And remember what they say? They say, we will make all of the shoes. Ready? We will make all of the shoes. Now say it like an elf, but super happy. We will make all of the shoes. And say it super fast because they're going to work super fast. Ready? We will make all of the shoes. Yay! Yippee! All right, pretend you're the elves. Sewing the shoes, cutting out the leather. Psst, psst, psst. Making all kinds of shoes. What kind of shoe did you make? If you were the elf, what kind did you make? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I wish I could see all of these shoes. That's something that you could do is you could draw a picture of all of the shoes, or maybe just one pair of shoes that were in the elf and the shoemaker story. Well, in the morning, the shoemaker was so happy. Let's see your happy face. Or surprised. And once again, the shoemaker sold all of the shoes and was no longer sad and no longer had to make all of these shoes that was so hard for the shoemaker to make. So the shoemaker wanted to do something nice for the elves and wanted to surprise them. So the shoemaker got tiny little outfits, almost like you'd put on like an elf on the shelf, the little tiny outfits, and put all the outfits out on the table for the little elves. And the next morning, the shoemaker had stayed, he didn't go to his bed, he stayed in the shoe store. He slept under the table, and he saw how happy the little outfits made the elves, and they made 100 more shoes. And they introduced themselves, and they shook hands, they hugged, and they were forever friends. And the shoemaker never had to make his own shoes again. The magic elves always helped to make the shoes. The end. All right, and I do have another video that your teacher will show you that is the Muppets with this story. It's a little bit different version of the story, but I think you'll really enjoy it with Muppets telling this story. All right, take out your drama eyes. Bye.